Hi, Queens. Sam here. I hope that you're doing amazing. Let me start by saying Happy New Year 2024. I hope that you had an amazing time celebrating with your loved one. I'm wishing you all the best for this new year that we are starting. And in starting the new year, I wanted to share this video with you, which is a follow up to one of my most recent live videos, which is titled Money Goals 2024. In that video, I shared with you 5 money goals that I have for 2024. In today's video, I want to share with you how I'm getting ready, or I already started getting ready for a low buy and slash no buy 2024. And the reason why I really want to do that is, first of all, to share with you again my why, my goals, and my rules, and also being able to come back to this as I'm actually giving you uh, updates throughout the year on how things are going and keep myself accountable in what I want actually to achieve. And so I had a chance to watch different videos on people who have done in the past a no buy year or low buy year, just to get some inspiration and see how I want to actually structure mine. So one thing that I really want to enforce as I'm actually starting to share my rules, my why, and my goals with you, is really that those are mine. And some people have in their mind, that certain things should be done a certain way for everybody, and I do not agree. Actually, not like that. I understand some other thing might be really applied the same, like investment. We need to invest to be able to build wealth. But when it comes to like structuring your low buy year or your no buy year, to each its own. And that's why I really enforce the my in this title of this video. Everything that I'm going to be sharing here is for me, for my own situation. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, whether it is a low buy or no buy, I strongly suggest that you take the time, again, to watch some other videos, to read about it, and then come up with a plan that works for you, because you have more chances of sticking to it if it's actually something that works for you, instead of some rules that someone else has put in place and then you want to impose that on you. It's going to be really hard for you to stick to it, and then anytime that you might have a bit of fallback or whatnot, then you will just throw the hands in the air and then forget about it. So we don't want that. So one thing that I want to enforce also is that I'm approaching this low buy slash no buy year from an abundance perspective, not from a scarcity mindset. I do believe that there's a way for me to really achieve all of those 5 money goals that I have by being more intentional about my expenses. I don't think that I'm going to be, super restricting myself on things, because at the end of the day, I know exactly where I need to be more intentional and more mindful of when it comes to my consumption. So, and also because, as you guys may already know, I'm in a position where really my retirement is fully funded by me, not by any employer or any government, but really by an investment that I've been doing the past 15 years. I'm currently at Coast FI, so essentially I don't really need to invest any dollar in my retirement. At retirement age, I will have a retirement net that's going to last me years and years and years. So I'm approaching this really from an abundance perspective, and also because in listening to so many videos, I understand that some other people are doing this because they have a lot of debt to pay, because they're trying to stop compulsive shopping because they're shopping a lot. And none of that is really my situation. Yes, I do have a little bit of debt that I would like to pay off in 2024, but it's not like, in the tens of thousands of dollars. I do believe it's something that I can manage based on my income right now. And really, if I can really structure my expenses in a way that I can control. I can control myself for some frivolous expenses that I do at time that I know I should not be doing. And so the other thing also, before I get into my why, my goals, and my rules for this low buy, no buy, is that I really thought about this to see, first of all, if I want to do a no buy or a low buy. And the reason why I'm going for the low buy for me at this point is because I'm in a situation that I've never been in starting this year, which is essentially being a single mom to 3 beautiful kids. I did welcome my twins in 2023, And so they're starting daycare this year. I'm going back to work also this year. So there's going to be a lot of new, I guess, like new situation for me. And so I don't want to put myself in a no buy category for this year and then feel bad each time that I need to spend something for my kids because they'll need it. So anything that my kids will need is essentially excluded from this particular exercise, because if they need it, then they need it. Of course, most of the time I try to find a way, maybe either to get it for free, to borrow it, and then eventually to buy it if really I can't get it for free, or like borrow it if it's something that they need for a long period of time. So that's why I'm doing a low buy. With that being said, I do believe that I'll still go through the exercise at the beginning of each month. I'm going to be looking at the month, things that are coming up, and then decide for that particular month if I want to do a low buy for that month or a no buy. But the year overall, I'm putting it in the category of a low buy 2024. So one video that really inspired me when I was watching all the no buy and low buy video here is the one by the Broken Wallet, and her video is called "Let's Prep for a low buy year that actually works." So I'll put a link to her video in the description below. I strongly suggest that you check it out. I found it really interesting the way she laid out a few things. I inspired myself with few things in there, but again, what I'm coming up with is really something that actually is based on my own situation. So my why I'm doing low year 2024. The reason is those five money goals really. But my why, when you go deeper, is because I want to be able to seize opportunities when they come and not have money be a barrier to it. And the how I came with that why, and I explained it in my Money Goals 2024 video, is because I had the opportunity to extend my mat leave by 6 months, but that would have been unpaid. And that's not really something that I prep for. I'm someone who's really strong in investment and protecting assets, but I think I've been neglecting the whole idea of having a very cushy savings account for emergency or like sinking fund, those type of thing, just because I really focus on the investment. And so I feel like I've been prioritizing a lot my future self to the detriment somehow of my present self. And so that is kind of like, catching up to me at this point. And that's why I want to focus on my more of my short-term goals, because the long-term goals at this point, I feel like they have been dealt with, the retirement, and, I have a proper insurance in place in case anything would happen. I know my kids and my loved ones will be good, even, if I have to go back to the the highest. And so that's really what that is. So that's really the why. The why is to really be in a position to seize opportunities when they come and not have money be a barrier to it. So my goals, my five money goals, which I shared in my live video, and I go deeper into goal here. I will give you a short summary. The first one is that I want to be able to save $10,000 in my savings account at the end of 2024. The second one is that I want to contribute $7,000 to my tax-free savings account, or TFSA, which is equivalent to the Roth IRA, for our American friends. And so each year the government let us know what is the maximum contribution we can put to the TFSA, and we already know for 2024 it's going to be 7,000. So I want to be able to come up with that $7,000 in 2024. The third one is that I have $9,000 sitting right now on my personal line of credit, which I've used in part to buy my new used car, which I also shared the experience with you in a recent video here. And so I would like to pay that off, because that car technically is paid off because I don't have a car loan. However, I use a portion of my line of credit to pay for it, and because my line of credit has a very a good rate, and also it's interest only, so I'm paying very minimal right now for my minimum payment on my line of credit. And then my fourth goal is that I would like to contribute the maximum not the maximum, but I would like to contribute, I'll say minimum $2,500 in each of my kids' um, education savings plan that we call RESP. And so the reason why is because if you can put a minimum $2,500 each year, the government will give you $500 for each of those accounts to up to a maximum of 7,200 over the lifetime of the account. So my kids are still young, so I haven't really hit 7 or 15 years in that account yet. But each of my kids have their RESP, and so I want to be able to put a minimum of 2,500 in each account. So that's a total of minimum 7,500 that I need to come up with to put in the RESP, so I can get the $1,500 that the government will give me for the kids. So that's important to to build that for my kids when they finally, if they decide to go to college or university, they will have some money in their education savings plan. And then the fifth money goal, is that I'd like to increase my business income by $30,000. So I do financial coaching. I also run a summit, which is called the Wealthy Black Women Summit. And I also have my YouTube channel here, which I'm hoping to grow with many subscribers and eventually get monetized and get some income coming in from my YouTube channel. So all of that hopefully will help me increase my business income for 2024 by $30,000. So those are the money goals that I would like that my low spend year will help with. So, how I'm actually getting ready right now for my low spend year. First of all, anything that is fixed income, as people see in the videos, between my four walls, that will stay there. Essentially, my mortgages, my utilities, not my insurance, but like mortgages, utilities, those things are fixed. They're on automatic withdrawal, so auto pay, taken directly from my account. That's not something that I can decide that I'm going to lower or whatnot. At least I'm not going to be focusing on changing any of those amounts somehow for 2024. So those fixed expenses will stay there. What I'm going to be focusing on is really the variable expense. And also in the fixed expenses, I'm including my car insurance, which I have had renewed in 2023, my life insurance, my critical illness insurance, also critical illness insurance for the kids. And so all of those things are in place. And also I'm part of a savings club, and we invest $500 each month, that someone collect each month. So that's a $500 each month that I'm going to be putting in that savings club every month for 2024. That is not changing. So those are fixed expenses as far as I'm concerned. Now in the variable expenses, there are different things in there. Of course, the biggest for me is really groceries. So when when comes time for groceries, I can be reckless. I have to say, and I've already shared that in few videos here. I can be really reckless when it comes to groceries because I usually tend to buy more than I need, and then I don't eat the food quickly, and I end up wasting the food. And I'm not proud of myself for doing that, I have to say. Apparently, 30% of the food bought in North America ends up wasted, and to me, it really breaks my heart. And even being part of that waste, contribute to that waste is not something that I'm really comfortable with. So I need to find a way to reduce my food waste, and the best way that most people have been talking about is meal prepping. So that's one thing that I'm going to be starting and hopefully keeping up with as much as possible for 2024. So I can really determine what I need to get on a weekly or bi-weekly basis when it comes to food, and being able to stick with it to really reduce my food waste. Because I do acknowledge that, again, a lot of people, millions of people, don't have enough to feed themselves on a daily basis. So being in a position that I end up wasting the food, it's not something that I'm really comfortable with. And if you know me, you know that really, if I trash the food, it's because really it has gone bad, bad, bad. Because I'll tend to sometimes maybe eat things that someone else will be throwing upon on, but just because I'm trying to actually not waste the food. But I have to realize that I actually do it at times. So my groceries, I'll need to focus on that and really come up with an amount that I think will make sense for us as a family of four right now, and stick with it as much as possible. Because again, I usually spend too much, and again, it's not that I need to spend that much. In a separate video, I'll be sharing things that definitely I know I will not be spending my money on. But in a nutshell, right now it's mainly clothing, shoes, all of those things. Because as you know, last year I went through decluttering right before I moved to Mexico for a few months, and I was flabbergasted on the amount of clothing and shoes and scarves and gloves and hats and purses and you name it, that I actually had. I have a double closet which was like full from one wall to the other. And again, I still had like, clothing in probably 5 bins, and then shoes in 2 or 3 bins. Granted, I live in a country where we have 4 seasons, from the extreme cold to the extreme heat. However, that doesn't justify really the amount of clothing that I had at that point. And I declared uh, intensely in 2022. So I don't think that I need to declutter that much in the clothing section, because I haven't really bought that much since then, close to nothing, minus maybe a few items. But that will not be some like in a category that I feel like there will be an issue for me to control myself, because I know that I have enough when it comes to clothing. I have enough. So that's that. So in the variable expenses as well, I'll have to keep in mind all the lifestyle creep, because again, I'm someone who's big on the whole traveling. I enjoy traveling. I do have some trips scheduled for 2024 that I still want to do. So when people hear, are you doing a no buy or low buy, but you're still taking trips, for them, they don't really, it doesn't compute. They're like, well, you should not be taking trips or traveling while you're doing a no buy and low buy. And like I say, to each its own. I'm taking my trips, and so it's not somewhere that I actually want to cut. Of course, I'll make sure to not splurge too much and spend money that I don't really need to spend. But those trips hopefully are happening, and I'm not going to not do them because I'm doing a low buy, and also because I know I can be mindful of my money somewhere else, and being able to save the money that I need and pay down my debt. And don't forget also that another portion of my another one of my goals is to increase my income. So there's just so much you can cut when it comes to your expenses, and but there is no limit for you to increase your income. So I really want to make sure that I'm not so focused on cutting down my expenses that I forget the second part of essentially, having more money in my pocket, which is essentially increasing my income, because I want to maintain a certain level when it comes to my lifestyle. So that's those are and travel is a big deal for me. So I want to keep that, because also for me, I want to share the whole experience with the kid, being able to go to places with them. So other thing that when it will fall into the whole variable expenses, is like eating out, or like yeah, eating out or entertainment. Going to movies, going to the theater, all of those places. I do believe that for me, I'll have to come up with something that actually makes sense. And actually, for me, eating out, I don't really eat out that much right now. It's not. I guess it all depends. If it's an occasion, that's something that I might be interested in. I also don't really order in food that much, maybe once in a while. But for that whole category of, I guess, what I can call entertainment, I've put a budget of $100 per month for me. So that will include, if I'm going out to eat, or like I'm ordering some food in, or I want to do any activity with friends, it will be like $100 a month. And one thing that I want to mention is I give myself the flexibility to essentially review my rules if my situation changes, because we don't know what 2024 is gonna bring any of us. And so I don't want to lock myself in some rules that are going to be like, you have to stay in that box, although things have changed. So as of now, based on what I know and how I think how I'm hoping the year will go, $100 of budget for entertainment will make sense. And I'm not including gifts in there, because I have a big families and I have friends also, and I enjoy giving gifts to people. Of course, I will have to do it in a very reasonable manner, because again, I don't want that to drag my drag bring my expenses up and being in a position of just spending too much on that. I had considered at one point to come up with a no gift year for birthdays, for my families and friends. But I actually enjoy. I realize that I enjoy giving gifts, and so being part of a gift being given, and so I want to keep that as well. The other thing is when it comes to personal care, and so I, I've throughout the year I've realized that I really don't need much when it comes to my personal care. I can't recall where I read that women on average we use 10 plus product on our face before even exiting the house in the morning, and so to me it's really it's like, how much product do you need on your face, really? But, again, it all depends on each and every person. But I've come up with a regimen that is very streamlined when it comes to how many products I use, whether on my face or on my body. And so to me, it will be just to buy those products as they finish. I used to, in the past, I used to just buy two or three of them just in case, but I don't need to hold on those products. I just don't need to. I'll just buy them as they finish. And if I have to go maybe a couple of days without them because I can't make it to the store or something, then so be it. I don't think that, there will be any issue with that. And I have also, when it comes to my hair, I go every other month. And I like to indulge in a pedicure once in a while. So for pedicure, I'll put a limit of four for the year for myself, so like once a quarter. And also everything that has to do, wow, with the whole waxing and whatnot, I'll say every other month. So for that, like I said, that's not really a big category in my expenses, and it's important to me, so I'm keeping that. And so the way things are right now, I realize that I can um, easily save $150 per paycheck on auto pay right now. That is going to go in my savings account. So that's like $300 a month, which, of course, doesn't come to $10,000 that I want to put in the savings account and plus any other goals that I have, but at least it's a start. So it's really for me right now to find other ways to increase my income when it comes to my business, or also really take another look at my expenses. But I know that, if I just for the groceries, if I can do things the way I want, I can easily save a $500 a month right there. So that's already a big deal. So that $300 that I'm contributing doesn't even include that $500 potential 500 that I can save on groceries. So I really need to hone in on that, and hopefully I can make it happen. I will share that with you guys. So when it comes to so yeah, so essentially that those are like, so the variable expenses that are really where I'm hoping to make some changes to really get some wiggle room. The two last variable expenses that I want to talk about was my snow removal services, which I'm going to keep because I've already paid for it for the entire season, so I'm keeping that. And then the two other ones are the nanny and the cleaner. So I get a cleaner to help me with cleaning the house, deep cleaning the house once a month. And then I also have two nannies right now that I use interchangeably depending on their availability with the kids. So, like I say, next year the kids will start daycare. I'm gonna go back to work, so I don't think that I will request the nanny help that much. We'll see how things go, but I don't think that I would require their help that much, and so I'll see how that will go. But for now, it's really a category that I know that I can save as well, compared to what I have had. When I look at my expenses for the past months, and there is also potential of me saving money in that category. So groceries and nanny are really the one that I've seen right now that I can potentially save money, more money than the $300 that I can always save automatically in my savings account. So there you have it. So I will be providing you guys on a monthly basis update for those 5 money goals, how things have been tracking. I don't think that I'm gonna be focusing on all of the money goals all at the same time, but I will sure I'll see, for the first 6 months how things evolve, and then probably if I need to tweak things, that will probably be in the second half of the year. That's where I'll be tweaking things depending on how far I am in for my money goals. So I really want to come out here and really do a follow up on my live, because I feel like in the live I just shared my money goals, but I think also it's good to also share how I'm hoping to actually achieve those money goals. So there you have it. Let me know in the comments below if you are doing a low buy or no buy. What are your money goals for 2024? How are you planning on achieving this? Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss on the updates that I'll be providing on a monthly basis. And also, as I'm providing my updates here, feel free to go in the comments and let me know about your updates as well, how things have been tracking. At first, I thought of creating maybe a Facebook group where we can all come together and start. And then I realized that that Facebook group already exists. The Wealthy Black Woman Summit Facebook group is there if you're a Black woman and if you're interested in building wealth. If you have any money goals for 2024 or wealth goal for 2024 that you want a community to keep you accountable for, ask to join the group. Ask to join the group. Share your goals with us, and share your updates with us, and so people can really cheer you on and maybe share the experience with you and maybe provide you with any guidance that might be helpful to you on your journey. So also, I'm not, I don't feel like I'm all by myself out here trying to achieve, wanting to achieve something, not trying, but wanting to achieve something. Will be good to know that other Black women also have specific money goals or wealth goals in their head that they want to put in place. So thank you so much again for watching, and have an amazing year ahead. We'll be here again, continuing to talk about building wealth for Black women, mainly, paying down debt, making more money, saving, investing, protecting our assets, so we get to live the life that we really want to live and love, right? So thank you again for watching, and until next time, keep on building wealth.